So in devotional life also there are austerities, there is tapasya. It is not that there is no austerity at all. For instance, every day in the early morning we have to get up for Mangalarti. By 4 a.m. we have to come to the temple hall and we have to chant 16 malas of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. That's about 2 hours of japa that we have to do. So these are all austerities, these are all tapasya. If it was not tapasya, anybody and everybody could easily do. We also, when we start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we didn't start chanting 16 malas from day 1 because that's too much of an austerity. That tapasya we cannot take. We start with 1 round, slowly we come to 2 rounds, then slowly 4 rounds, 8 rounds, and then finally we come to 16 rounds. Of course, there are some devotees who immediately and directly take up chanting 16 malas. Such fortunate souls are very rare. Generally what happens is, our capacity to take tapasya is not so very high in the beginning. So little we start lifting the tapasya and gradually we develop our strength. Similarly, there are many festival days when we have to fast. I remember when the first festival for which I fasted was Gaur Purnima. I was chanting some, 4 rounds or 8 rounds, maybe something like that. And I used to work outside at that time. I had not joined the temple yet. So in my whole life, I have never fasted. So I never knew what is fasting. So some devotee told me, Gaur Purnima, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day, we fast till dusk, till sunset. So I said, karenge kya hai? What is the problem? I will also do, no problem. So then, as usual, I went to the office in the morning. I was not eating anything. By afternoon, headache started. Then, feeling so tired, I started realizing what is hunger. And then, as time passed by, 1 o'clock became 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock became 2:30. Every minute started appearing like a yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Yugayatam nimeshena chakshusha pravrushayatam. From Govinda virahena. Because of viraha from Govinda, he is feeling every second is like yuga. For me, without prasadam, every second was appearing like a yuga. Somehow, finally, pulled, stretched. It became evening. Then took, immediately, closed all my, whatever work I was doing, rushed. Took my scooter. I used to have a Bajaj Chetak scooter those days. So took the scooter and went straight to the temple. I knew there is a festival. Then that festival went on for half an hour, 45 minutes, something. And I was waiting, when is prasadam going to start? And finally, festival got over and I rushed to the dining hall. Prasadam dining hall and sat down. Devotees were all sitting in lines. I also went down and very, happily, finally, I'm going to, have some prasadam. Half my life was gone by then. Half my life was gone. I sat down and I was waiting. Somebody came and kept the plate. Prasadam is going to come. Somehow little hope was keeping me alive at that time. Then at that point of time, one devotee walked up and he said, Hare, he looked at me. You're sitting there. Where are you sitting? Come. You have to serve prasadam for everyone. I was like, Baki half also went away. No, what to do? Senior devotee is calling. I cannot say no also. Somehow with great difficulty I got up, did some service and finally somehow sat and had prasadam. I was like, finally I got my life back. So it was a very big austerity for me at that time. But then gradually, of course, as time went by, more and more festivals, got used to it. So what happens is, tapasya, these are all tapasyas, fasting on Ekadashi, fasting on festival days like Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, Narasimha Chaturdashi. All these fasting are also austerities. So, but then what happens is, because we are doing it regularly, it may become normal for us. We may not feel the pinch of that austerity. Why? Because we are taking that austerity for pleasing Krishna. So therefore, when we fast on Ekadashi, when we fast on any festival day, we feel pleasure. We don't feel the pain. Krishna, because he is very kind, he does not want his devotees to suffer. So when he says that this devotee is taking this tapasya to please me, Krishna also reduces our pain a little bit. So like this, there may be austerities in Krishna consciousness, but then the pain of those austerities is offset by the pleasure we derive from the understanding that by undertaking this austerity, I have pleased Krishna and I have pleased my Guru, Srila Prabhupada. So therefore, we don't feel the pinch of that austerity. And therefore it doesn't feel like an austerity for us. For us it is a pleasure. Just like for a woman who is married, to take care of the husband, to take care of all his requirements, to cook his food, to serve him, to iron his clothes, to wash his clothes, she may do all that. So, but then she is not feeling any pain or any distress in doing that. Now, if you call a servant and you don't pay him, and then make him wash your clothes every day and make him cook for you, he will be thinking, this fellow, he is torturing me like this. But the wife doesn't think like that. So she is doing out of love. So when that love is there, it is no more a burden. It becomes a pleasurable activity. The husband may not want the wife to do all these things, but she will say, no, I want to do. I love to do this for you. I love you so much. I want to do this for you. And she will do it. The husband may be capable of employing many maid servants, but the wife will say, no, I want to personally do. Just like when Krishna was in Dwaraka, he had 16,108 palaces, and each palace, one queen was there. So Rukmini Devi was Krishna's primary queen, and she was also in one of the palaces. So when Krishna would come back in the evening from attending to his court and all those things in the Dwaraka, he would come back home. So as soon as Krishna would come, Rukmini Devi personally would serve prasadam to Krishna. She would personally fan him. She would personally take care of all his requirements. Although the palace means there will be hundreds and thousands of servants. So there were so many maid servants, so many servants were available. But Rukmini would never allow Rukmini Devi would never allow any of the servants to serve Krishna. She would say, no, Krishna is my husband, I love him. I want to serve him. She will personally take the fan. She would personally wash his feet. She would personally serve him food. She would make him eat, all these kind of things. So when there is love, the activity no more remains a painful exercise. It becomes a very pleasurable, desirable activity. So although there is tapasya in Krishna consciousness, in Krishna consciousness, unlike other processes like karma yoga or dhyana yoga or jnana yoga, where tapasya is undertaken on one's own behalf. I want to advance in spiritual life, so I am taking this austerity with great determination I have to do. I am not liking it, but I want to do this because I want to achieve a higher purpose in life. But in bhakti, what is there? The bhakti, the driving factor is not personal ambition. In bhakti, the driving factor is my love for Krishna. And because that love is the driving factor, that is the inspiration, that's the motivation. Therefore, that austerity no more becomes something which is painful or distressful. It becomes a very pleasing thing. And so because of that, we don't feel the pinch. And therefore we think, what is the big austerity? So nice to get up for Mangalati and come and stand in front of the Lord and sing Samsara Dama Leda prayers for him. So nice to chant 16 malas of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So it is not that when we are chanting 16 malas of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are thinking what to do. I have taken this big austerity. How will I finish 16 malas? We are not thinking like that. On the other hand, suppose someday due to some service or some reason we are not able to finish our rounds and it has become late in the evening. We become very anxious. Oh, today I have not finished my rounds. Still 4 rounds are left. Still 5 rounds are left. 6. As the time goes by, as the evening draws to a close, as night draws closer, our anxiety will keep increasing. I have not finished my rounds. I have not finished my rounds. I have not finished my rounds. So it is an austerity. At the same time, it is a pleasurable austerity. Why? Because of our lovingly rendering that service to Krishna's lotus feet. So therefore it doesn't appear like an austerity, but it's actually a tapasya. That is why not every person cannot undertake such activities. If you catch somebody in the street and tell him, I'll give you 100 rupees, please sit and chant 16 malas of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He cannot do. He will tell me something else, not this. Too much of a tapasya. Why are you asking me to do this? So there is tapasya in Krishna consciousness, bhakti yoga, but at the same time it is very, because of the tapasya is meant for pleasing Krishna, therefore it gives us pleasure also simultaneously.